Let's talk Civil War. Let's talk Oregon State Beavers traveling to Eugene, Oregon to play against them Ducks. The line is 13.5, 14 in some places. This is a gigantic line for a gigantic rivalry. Two very, very talented teams in their own right. It was hard for me to pick this game simply because I know how good Oregon has looked. But at this point, if you're looking at current teams that Oregon has played, I don't think they've beaten the top 25 team all year.
No, I guess Utah, but
they were ranked.
They've been kicked out.
Utah has not ranked anymore, I believe. So, whereas if you look at now, granted, I don't know that Oregon State's beaten anyone that's ranked either because they beat UCLA. I don't think they're ranked anymore. But regardless, these are two teams that have shown that they can show up in big games. They can play physical. Both teams can run the ball effectively. But and here's the thing, I would say DJU on the road, right? Don't know if I trust that. Don't know if I trust Oregon State on the road. But 13.5 points is still so many points.
It's a lot of points.
It's so many points. But with that being said, I will be taking, as a pick, Oregon minus 13.5 to win and cover that 13.5. Simply because I don't like Oregon State on the road. It is night and day, Oregon State on the road and at home. It is night and day.
Yep.
And Washington's a very good team. I think Oregon is a lot better than Washington. I think the weather's going to be pretty nice there. I just think 13.5 is a lot. But if you're going to give me the hook there, I'll take Bo Nix all day. This guy's looking for his Heisman Trophy. He knows he's got to show out. There's no margin for error for this Oregon Ducks team. I know Oregon State has goals, of course, reaching the Pac-12 title, but if Oregon State wins this game, they still need help, right? They still need Arizona to lose.
They're actually eliminated because it's Oregon only has one loss, so it's just Arizona right now. Oregon State has 3 losses in conference. Arizona has 2, and Oregon has 1.
You're right.
Washington's already clinched a spot. So if this game's on Friday night, by the way. So Oregon, if they lose this game, then they have to watch. They turn their attention to Arizona and Arizona State. They have to root for to beat Arizona to keep their spot in the Pac-12 championship. Obviously mentioned though, I'm gonna tell you here, I do love Oregon in this game, and I do think the reason why 13.5 is a lot. I'm glad that is down under 14 because it was there earlier this week, but by the time we're picking this on Wednesday night, it's down at 13.5. I'll take that for sure. I do think Oregon needs style points in this game. I do think they're gonna have to. You're looking at them, Texas and Bama right now are 3 teams that have 1 loss, and style points matter, especially at the end of the year. Right, in these big games, these marquee games, how you play and how you look against other elite teams in your conference really matters. And I think Oregon is among the elite of the Pac-12 and elite of college football. And they're certainly playing like that. You imagine it, though, who have they beaten? They played a couple quality teams, right, at Texas Tech, and I get it. Texas does not have the season they have right now. Tyler Shuck was there, lot different team down there. Obviously, in Lubbock, it's not an easy place to play. Helps it's in Eugene. This time you mentioned DJU on the road. Don't trust that at all. If you struggle against Arizona, who I love, we love Arizona, but
that's good defense.
Good defense. Oregon also has good defense. Dan Lanning can get after you. Bo Nix wants to win the Heisman, right? Bucky Irving's a playmaker. Troy Franklin's also a stud. I think this team is too talented, too hungry right now, and they know they're desperate, right? This is winning in, and they see they're so close. They're so close to it, and I think they're going to really buckle down here and get a win.
Yeah, and I think you could frame the numbers to make it look like Oregon State should be within 2 touchdowns, right, of this Oregon team in terms of talent-wise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all the narratives, right, all of the motivation seems to lean in Oregon's favor. And in rivalry week, throw away your models, right?
Yeah.
Throw away your numbers. They don't matter this week. They really don't. So, yeah, we're both on Oregon minus 13.5. Now, I could definitely see Oregon State winning this game. It's not out of the realm of possibility at all.
What's that path then for Oregon State?
Run the ball.
Yep.
I mean, Damian Martinez, if he lights them up,
stop the run.
Yeah, stop the run's big. If he runs the ball effectively, they got to slow the game down, right? That under is going to have to cash if Oregon State wants to win. They slow the ball down. They do not punt. They don't get themselves in 3rd and long situations. And Damian Martinez has been hot. He's been a hot hand, and that's someone that we've talked about in the offseason, someone we've been talking about this season. Feels like these last couple of weeks, especially, they've really relied on him, and I think he's a phenomenal talent. I think there's a chance that he's just as good as Bucky Irving, and they just got to keep riding that offensive line, man. That offensive line's really good, but the only offensive line that I could say is possibly as good as Oregon's is really Michigan's and or Oregon State's. The only offensive lines that are as good as Oregon State's potentially are Michigan and then of course Oregon. So this is going to be an absolute battle. We might see 400 total rushing yards this game, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and another key here for Oregon State here is going to be start fast. Oregon in some big games has really jumped out to big time leads. That is not a spot where you want DJU. You want him in play action pass. You want him in second and short. You want him in opportunities where he doesn't have to throw the ball or force a tight throw, which he tends to do sometimes in big games. If you run the football, you get advantageous throwing keys or throwing windows for him. He can really succeed, and you can really start, stacking good drives on top of each other, like you mentioned there.
Yeah, and figure out how to guard Troy Franklin. I mean, for some reason, he just opened every time.
Nobody has this year, and he has not gotten the respect he deserves. I think it's because, right, you have Roma Dunze doing this thing in the conference, Marvin Harrison obviously on national level, NFL draft type, Malik Neighbors over in the SEC. Shout out Malik Washington in the ACC. Obviously, the Florida State boys, Keon Coleman,
Johnny Wilson.
Them. Yeah, they've obviously gotten their heat. But Troy Franklin, statistically, and he's playing 2-3 quarters a game because they're blowing these teams out. He's done incredible. You mentioned nobody's been able to guard him. Let's see if Oregon State's up to the task.